Alrighty, folks, what's good? It's your boy B-Phil back again. And today we're going to go, or really in this hour, we're going to go ahead and do our daily trade reviews. So grab a seat, get some popcorn, and your favorite beverage, because we're going in. All right, let's go ahead and then go back in time on this particular. Ooh, we are lagging something heavy. Ooh-wee. Okay, so if you recall, I started really trading the lower time frames here. So let's go in here. Okay, so at the start of the day, we started to set some zones. We had these two zones here, this higher one and this lower one. And so we had price come down into our first demand zone here. And it started on the turnaround. So now if we go on the 15-second, we'll get a better idea what it looks like. All right, great. So as you can see, what I did was you can kind of start, hopefully you can start to see it now based on the way that I trade. We had MB1 because we ended up breaking here. Then we had a small slight pullback for MB2. So that's where I took a buy stop, and I was looking for a 1-to-1. Now, again, in NASDAQ fashion, I get slipped in. So this was actually my entry price here, and I only ended up being able to take it up for a 1 to 0.71. So it's not even a 1-to-1. So that was a horrendous trade. As we can see, we actually did have price go to at least a 1-to-2, but I was shooting for a 1-to-1. And what happened was I tried to change it really quick on my execution, but you just see it just shot up really, really quickly. So that was a really fast move. And let's go ahead and see. That was approximately 7:45 and 15 seconds. So there you go. So around an hour and 45 minutes after New York open. So this is basic, or New York stock, or the New York market open in general. But this is a little bit, this is 45 minutes into the New York Stock Exchange trading session. So 9:45 on the East Coast. So anyways, we saw it shoot up. Okay, great. Came pulled back. So it would have ran my 1-to-1, but of course it didn't. So that was one trade. Now, this was very interesting. So I had marked this level, and this was a 1-minute level, 1 minute, or zone rather, demand zone. And I was expecting it to come back and then shoot back up again. So as you can see, in fashion, comes down, right? Comes down. And this entry, I was actually very much contemplating it because I was like, oh, it's going to break this. Maybe I should take a buy stop. And this was going to be a risk because I don't know. I was just looking down and I was seeing, looked like some Wyckoff coming in. But anyways, long story short, it ended up shooting up. So I guess technically I could have took the second pullback again, but I didn't. And that was pretty much that for that block. Now, another block that I attempted to trade was up here. And as you can see, the stop loss is pulled back. So originally I had to stop up here. And as I normally do, now this was equal highs looking at it hindsight. So that really wasn't a preferable trade. It didn't break this high. So this MB1, MB2 wasn't really that valid. So we see, right, we saw a break. And honestly, when I'm looking at this now, this trade was just a very, very poor execution. Very, very poor execution. Because now I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, well, it came down and it broke up here. It didn't break structure here. And it didn't even break structure here. And the first time it broke structure was here. So then I should have technically have been looking for a sell stop right here, which again would have still been a loss, but at least it would have been following my rules. But anyways, what I was saying is I took that sell stop risky, and then I ended up moving my stop as I saw it starting to pull back up here, because I don't know, it was just a very risky trade. And as you see, it stopped me out. So I minimized that to be about a point like 6.5 or 6.8, between 0.65 and 6.8 was my loss there. So I lost a little bit less than what I actually profited today. So I actually did profit a few dollars, but not very much. So as you can see, price just continued, boom, 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 and then let's go ahead and jump out of replay mode really quickly, and then we can overall see where it went. And it just went up. It roared like a lion. It roars. So that was my only trade for the day, and that was the NAS 100, the NASDAQ. So overall, it was pretty much a break-even day, one win, one loss. And for that one loss, it was a questionable trade. And as you saw, the one winner could have ran at least a 255, but it didn't. It ran a point one, or yeah, ran a 0.71. So let's go to the euro and see what happened. Okay, so as you remember, I had this zone here, higher time frame. So what I was expecting it to come down into here, so I can go ahead and take a buy off of here. So I just left this here, right, so we can see exactly what we get, but we can delete it now. But I mean, again, as you see here, euro is just playing around. It's not doing anything. And so I had this zone here just in case, because I wanted to short off here to go lower, because that's where I ultimately want to see it before going higher. But again, I mean, it plays around in here, shoots through the zone, breaks above. So then now we think, okay, well, now we want to actually look for something here. But realistically, boom, that's really not true, because ultimately, even on this 30-minute time frame, we're still trading within this range. If we were going to choose a shorter time frame range, we still haven't decided which direction we're going here. So we want to see a breakout of the top and then trade off some demand here, or break down and then trade off some supply up top. So we just still have to wait. Looks like, euro in typical fashion just moving sideways. And of course it will be moving sideways because there's a lot going on over in that region of the world. So let's go ahead and go to gold and see what we had going on over there. Cooking up. Ooh, look at it. It's just like a snake. Yeah, it's like a snake. It just came up, came down, and shot through. And now it's coming up to that zone. So, I mean, ultimately, no trade here. Nothing going on here, really. And I'm starting to really get an idea of when I should use my MACD and when I shouldn't. I'm going to start coming out with, on the weekends, of course. This should be one video a week, and that'll probably be released Saturday evening or Sunday evening. I'm still debating. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to back test, and I'm going to use this for further confirmation. So even though I'm doing my double NB, I'll look down. Okay, well, is further confirmation, minimum money inflow in green or green dot? Does it look like it's good? Obviously I have a quick split second to decide, but I'm going to start to see how that works, because ultimately, I learned from mentor MentFX, and eventually, you put your own little spin on every single strategy based on the data that you collected over time. And the double NB seems to work for me. I've slightly modified my risk management strategy, but overall, it was, if I would have let it play out the same strategy over time, then I'm sure it'd look profitable. Look profitable. Is it actually profitable, Brandon? That's the real question. So that's what we're testing now. So, anyways, Bitcoin didn't have anything marked up on Bitcoin. We didn't look at it at all. So let's just do some overtime real quick. Let's see where some stock stuff is going. Ooh, man, we are damn, but we're playing around this demand level. It looks like maybe we break back up. Maybe. Man, this is looking tough, yo. This is looking real tough. Breaks up. Maybe equal lows. It has to run those equal lows. It has to run those equal lows. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, this doesn't look very good, but it's okay, right? We're gonna live. Actually, let's go ahead and remove all the drawings. I mean, it looks like if you look down here, the money flow is starting to cross up into the green, but I mean, it's not really a clear. It still just looks like it's playing around sideways. There's a lot of red in here still, and I there's no reason why there shouldn't be more. right? More blood in the streets, if you will. Maybe it retraces down further. So let's go to the daily and see what we got going on here. Yeah, I mean, we're starting to get a money flow crossover down here. You see money flow starting to go into the red. And it looks like the blue wave is starting to curve down. I don't know, yo. I don't know. Let's go ahead and actually have a lot of stuff over here. Oh my goodness. What is all this? It's a lot of stuff there. Oh, it's my old setup where I had candle filters and yeah, I had another strategy I was doing some time ago. And the DBSI, which is just 200 moving average. Yeah, we're below that 200 moving average. I mean, we would need some serious momentum to get going in the other direction. Which I mean, we're going into the holiday season, so we could see some nice momentum because we'll, people are gonna, I think, still buy stuff. It still kind of makes sense. So then we have the moving averages 2021. Yeah, it's just bearish, man. Oh, the pain, the agony. No one ever wants to. I definitely don't want to see that. I definitely don't want to see that. But it's okay. That's just how things go. Yeah, man. We're crossed over. We retested that 21. It's a 21 MA, y'all. 21 moving average, which means just the average of the previous 21 candles. Um, yeah, I mean, what can you say, right? What can you say? What's this SR? I mean, looks like there's some support form in there, but I'm not really gonna trust it. I don't really use that as confluence. Let's see here. Yeah, we don't have any indication, but I mean, like if you look on the monthly, money flow crossing down, maybe doesn't really look like we're curving up here. I mean, it looks like we still have a little bit of room to come down. Let's go to the 12 month. Oh, we don't got nothing on the 12 month. 6 month. We could be coming into a trough. We got a nice little candlestick pattern forming here. One that just looks like it wants to stop. Oof, man. What is the 3 month looking like? Okay, I mean, it's looking kind of good. In 3 months, technically, you could say each one of these is a quarter. So, right, first quarter. Well, this is first quarter, second quarter, and this should be ending soon. Oh no, 2 months. Okay, so then this is kind of staggered. So it's not explicit quarters how we would look at it. It actually bleeds over into the next year because you can see this first quarter here is January 3rd. I guess technically first quarter, second quarter, third quarter closed out. But the only thing I don't June, July, August. Actually, yeah, it is. I'm tripping. I am very much tripping. Yeah, I mean, we had some stopping action on third quarter there, so I'm gonna get this right, y'all. Don't worry. Money flow. Let's go to the 2 week. Yeah, I mean, it all just looks pretty bearish, honestly. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody that I know, at least. But hey, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. At least we're over the 200 moving average on the 2 week. When we start going down to the 1 day, boom, I mean, we're below it. And I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, we had a lot of blood in the water. Just came down really violently. Bank of America. What? Let's check out some more. We're already here, right? So, what is this watermark? Oh, it's in the top right hand corner. That watermark looks so cool, right? You know what? Actually, what I wanted to do was I actually wanted to put the RSI, which, I don't typically use all this stuff, right? This is a lot of stuff to be having on the charts personally. Wow. You thought I was talking to you? That's crazy. All right, so Yeah, confluence. I mean, stuff is pretty much bottomed out. I mean, we're starting to see, yeah, I mean, ultimately, we're going to see this curl back over. I mean, Bank of America doesn't really look like it's primed to be bought yet. But I mean, we're coming down into a decent looking zone. You know, we had a nice, a huge gap right there. So, I mean, you could take that entire area. I haven't really looked at stocks and salts and really observed the patterns, but I mean, usually gaps tend to fill themselves from what I've seen over time. So, let's take this stuff off, man, because that's just too much for me. That is just too much. Maybe we'll leave the stochastic RSI. Look at that, it just looks like chaos. Yeah, look, green, 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 red, 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 red. Warning, warning. Oh man, it's fun to look at this stuff sometimes and just analyze and see what's going on, right? So Bank of America, I mean, overall, we're pretty much in the zone, maybe. I mean, we got a green dot on the daily. What is the monthly looking like? Or the 1 month. Yeah, I mean, we're above the 200. I mean, see why we couldn't turn around. I mean, looks like, I mean, that's hard to tell. The money flow's going down, but I mean, we could have some curling up. Maybe. Maybe, right? Ooh. Man, look at that 12-month candle. It's just this entire year, right? This entire year has just been bearish. The Bears. I mean, last year, I mean, to be fair, right? Last year was bullish in a mug. But the Bears just said, sell off, man. Let's go look at Peloton. Oh, oh my goodness. 2020 was bullish as a mug, then 2021 came and they just dumped it. Man, that is sad. That is really sad. Let's look at Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft has been dumping too. I mean, obviously everything's down this year. Duh. Like Brandon, the entire market's been down. Brandon, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that the entire year all the entire stock market's been down, brother. Yeah, I know, man. I know. I get it. I get it. I get it. One final one, and then we'll go ahead and call this a wrap. Let's look at AMD. Oh man, look at that big candle. That's a BBC if I ever saw one. We haven't even printed a red dot yet on the 12-month. I mean, this downtrend hasn't even confirmed itself, so maybe it still has a long way to go down. That is terrifying. AMD just came out with some new processors too, bro. Or they're coming out with that new Ryzen that looks really promising. But anyways, y'all, you know what I'm saying? As in traditional fashion, we usually do. Go ahead, leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you like, what you dislike by hitting that like and dislike button. Of course, hit the subscribe button if you like seeing this content and you want some more. Oh yeah, in the comment section, go ahead and drop what you want to see. Right, what days work for you? You guys want to see me do some back testing? I'll see if I can put it in my schedule on a daily, maybe bi-daily, maybe every other day, or maybe just both days on the weekend. I'm trying to become a bit more dedicated to this. So just go ahead and let me know what you want to see. And again, use this for me, but more encouragement or more folks just saying what they want to see so I can help more people at the end of the day. More of us can become profitably traders and save some more of our time and go build cool stuff in this world, right? So with that being said, y'all have a wonderful night, and I will talk to you tomorrow morning. It's your boy B Phil. I'm out. Peace.